guys, so welcome to my pantry. So some of the things I do in my pantry I thought I'd share with you. When I first started organizing my pantry, these containers can be quite costly. So what I would do, we actually use folders, and these containers I cannot bear to throw away. So I got labels and I printed and put the labels on here of what's inside. I have about 4 of these back in the corner. And I haven't painted them. I thought someday I would paint them, and I still might, but I have those back there in the corner. So when I started out, I used these. So you don't have to go out and purchase containers. You can definitely repurpose. We throw away so much plastic containers like this. But so I've got that here in the corner. And I'll actually show you some of it when I get through talking to you. Then at one time I was buying protein powder, and I would get these lovely containers, and so I use these too. I actually have my flour, cornmeal, and sugar in those. And then I started buying the plastic shoe boxes, and these are fairly cheap. You can get these, and I started to put things in these. And as you can see, I've got 4 here. And also, this huge box here has my chips in it. If you could find a huge container, a lot of times the Dollar Tree or the dollar store are great places to find these things. But I put my chips in here, and I had my husband, when I buy clothes and you get hangers, I saw this hack on the internet. You can cut the little clips off, and I collected a bunch of those and I had him cut them off, and these have been the best thing I have found for chips because I use clothespins and they pop and break apart. I've tried clips that you get from the store and they would eventually break apart. These are wonderful. They're not coming apart. I don't know, I ended up with about 50 of these, which was awesome. So if you know someone who's crafty and someone who does woodwork, or if you have a saw out in your garage, there you go. There's you some chip clips. And then what I'll do is I'll just put them on here when I'm not using them. I actually have some of those in the freezer too. Let me show you a little closer. I just clip them on here. Like that. Okay? And then if you have boxed foods that you haven't opened, or if you have jars, what I do with those is on this side in the back, I have got some containers, or I'll just set my boxed foods back there, and then where they're out of view, because I'm that person that visually I want to see it's organized. And you know, when you open up your cabinets, it looks great. So I keep those things over here that I don't put in containers, hidden over here in the corner. And then on this shelf, I've got another container that I just put overflow in. So if I empty my flour into one of my canisters and have a little bit left, I actually have a container over here that I put it in and seal it, because we live out in the country and we get ants sometimes. And since I've done this, by the way, I've not had any ants in my cupboard. So also, I purchased these some time ago, I think at the dollar store, 3 of them, and I just put different things in them. You can see I've got oats. And also, one day I got lucky at Goodwill and found 3 or 4 of these little containers. I put those up there. And I put cereal, we got oats, tea, hot cocoa. Now my bread, I actually have a pull-out container. Not sure you can see that. And we put our bread in there. And then my canned foods I just put on the bottom. I haven't figured out a great way to do that yet. I have some ideas, but that would involve my husband. So I might have to create, put it on that honey-do list. Also, I purchased these chalk labels to put on here. If you do permanent labels, it's messy to get them off for one, or if you change your mind that that's not best suited in that space, they're just hard to get off, and they're more permanent. So I purchased these chalk labels, and I'll show you one. I purchased these chalk labels. I wrote on them, and what's so great about that, sometimes they rub off a little bit, but if you will keep your chalk pen in your cabinet, you can wipe it off and redo it. I love these chalk labels. And also, one other note, I keep my cookbooks up here too. So some of you may not be as lucky to have a cabinet and space like this. I know what that is. I've been there, done that, but even in the smallest confined areas, you can do this. There is how I organize my pantry. When you bring it home from the grocery store, that's where it starts. That's where the food problem starts too, but you can just clean it out when you bring it home. That's a great habit to get into, and I've actually adopted that habit throughout the years, but sometimes you're just so tired and busy, and so it does get messed up sometimes. I am definitely by far not that person. I wish I was. Those are my pantry organization ideas, and I will get some pictures and show you up close as to what it looks like. It's sunny here in Tennessee, and I actually have my windows open because I love it, and I can hear the birds singing, the sun's shining, and I hope wherever you are that the sun's shining on you too. If not physically, then spiritually. God bless. Have a good day.